Let's give it a few more minutes. See if others can join us. Hey, Anthony, good morning or good afternoon. At least it's
How's everybody today?
pretty good.
Good.
Okay, let's get started. Hi everyone. Today is March 2nd. This is a Decomposition Stakeholders Weekly Stand-Up. I'll get started from the critical items status update. So from the sharding group, a few updates. Nick is now the senior engineering manager of Data Store, and he will run this meeting and the working group meeting once he wrapped up. So I will continue in the interim to run all both meetings until Nick feels comfortable that he's up to speed. So that's one update. Welcome, Nick.
Welcome, Nick.
Yeah, looking forward to working with everyone and getting ramped up on this effort. Thanks.
Good to meet you.
Okay, cool. I'll just continue. The project timeline was updated. Now it's projecting May 20th. This is about 2 weeks from the previous estimation. And it's based on that on the today or this weekend, we will have the reboot completed. So this is based on that estimation. And then the third bullet is the discovery recovery discussions are carried on in this issue. So I see a lot of discussions already, and pinged Rafael and Gonzalo to make sure that they're aware of this issue. So yeah, that's the update from the sharding group. Any questions? Then I will verbalize the ops update, the async update by Cheryl. So there are 3 outstanding ops issues there: one phase 4, one phase 6, and one phase 7. The phase 4 is in review. The MR is in review, and as well as the phase 6. Phase 6 is probably closer. It's in the maintainer review, and the phase 7 issue was picked up by the sharding group. So the ops side, it looks good, and the dev on the dev side, I think there is just one issue remaining for phase 6. So I will follow up offline with team and the dev team. Okay, that's the update. Anything from infrastructure to update here today?
Yeah, just the understanding that all the tasks are pending until we do the reboot. So there wouldn't be like much movement onto that side of things until the weekend. At least that's the confirmation from the team.
Thank you very much. Okay, then moving on to the blockers. Thank you very much for scheduling the reboot for the weekend. And the sharding group plans to turn on the phase 3 once the reboot is done and the deployment is done in the environment. So we plan to turn on phase 3 in production next week.
Okay, and then the question I had is just, I guess, kind of just trying to interject into the conversation here to make sure that we're thinking ahead. And I don't know if that's if this is really towards Chona, if it's towards Ken or Anthony, but like, do we have in mind what's the next thing that we should be working on, probably already working on, given that the reboot's just a planning and an event sort of thing?
Yeah, once the reboot is done and the phase 3 production deployment is done, the next priority will be the phase 4 staging deployment. I think we still have as of yesterday, we still have 3 phase 4 issues outstanding. They are all corner issues, but they're very close to the finish line. So once we are done with phase 3, we'll double check the status of those outstanding phase 4 issues, then we should be ready. And actually right now we are roughly ready, and those outstanding issues are corner cases.
And is that consistent with what everyone else was thinking? I just want to make sure that, this question is really just about making sure that we're all on the same page, I guess, on what the team should be working on.
Yeah. Any questions?
Generally, that's the understanding. Also, from infrastructure side is the restart will enable the replication, the replicas to be created and stuff like that. And most of that work has already been done. They're just going to be unblocked by the restart. Oh, yeah.
That's phase 3, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Phase 4, what the application will do is just separate the write to two connections, but still it's just a single database. So the write will write to a single database through two connections. One is the CI connection, one is the main connection. So that's what phase 4 is doing. We will start from staging, then move on to production. That's phase 4.
And do we already have the Patroni cluster deployed in production? Because I saw that was phase 1 for production, but in the rollout plan in that Epic, where it breaks down the phases and the status and dates, that still shows in progress. So does that just need to be updated?
That is phase 3.
Okay.
Patroni cluster in production, that's the phase 3. So we are waiting for the reboot, then deploy that, finalize the deployment.
Okay.
Okay. More questions? Okay, then was no blockers, no new issues need to mention, and then I don't think there is upcoming key items with a due date, but thanks for Steve. Thanks for your question. So next priority will be the phase 4 staging deployment. And then move on to other topics. I just want to thanks Ken for confirming my question, because it looks like we have some miscommunication there. So just to confirm the current state, Nathan is a dedicated SRE, work along with Jose, and then the decomposition is their priority over other tasks.
Correct.
Cool.
Yes. They'll continue working as they've already been working on these efforts. Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much. And also to confirm that yes, Rafael and Gonzalo are joining the disaster recovery task force, and they will be participating in the discussion and form the recovery plan together.
Yeah. Can I just double check the urgency on that? They were wrapping up 1 or 2 last things. So that was when I had one-on-ones earlier this week, I said this week, but not drop everything. So I expect some.
It's not urgent.
I saw we didn't have anything right now, but I would expect them to engage in another few days.
Yeah. Confirmed it's not urgent, as it's
Okay.
not needed until phase 7 when we finish the deployment, or we start to deploy phase 7. So this
Okay.
plan is needed prior to phase 7, but we
Okay.
still have some time here.
No, okay. And that's all I was just checking, China. The way I'd worded it to them was, later this week, wrap up what you're doing for the next day or 2, and then they'll engage soon. So, and because I'd seen they hadn't said anything on the issue yet, but I expect them to talk soon.
Yeah. So just confirm, this is a phase 7. If you open that issue, it's tagged for phase 7. So
Okay.
you have time, not super urgent.
Cool.
Okay. And I just wanted to confirm just the wording of the task force got me concerned a little bit. So this is specifically around the issue that you linked above. It's not anything more than that, right? Because we have a disaster recovery working group that, in Q3 we're spinning up more. I just want to make sure that we're just talking about the issue that is documented as a disaster recovery work, right?
Yes, this right now the scope is really about this issue to form the ideas and the plans to build this recovery plan.
Okay, all right.
I'm not aware of another disaster recovery working group. So thank you very much for calling that out.
Okay, yeah, well, and just the use of the word task force, I just wasn't sure what to.
Oh,
what to
okay.
talk about. So yeah,
Yeah. I didn't choose working group because it's a working group inside the working group.
yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, you want to verbalize your?
Yeah, and so I just wanted to I kind of make sure that we're being really deliberate in kind of the communication and where we're managing the effort. And I noticed this week we had some tactical planning conversation that went into the database scalability working group. And I mean, we can have that happen, but I think the problem is that not everyone is participating in both things. And ideally, we would just talk about the tactical work in one place or another. And so we would, we at this point from the conversation this week, there's kind of status that is split, mostly just duplicated, but could be split potentially if we continue the pattern forward in two different agendas, and that just wouldn't be of course efficient or anything. So John, I think you've got some thoughts which I think seem good as far as moving forward. So
cool, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. Indeed, I discovered that too. We have looks like we have two places talking about similar things. So I agree that my suggestion is basically use this doc and this group of people as a tactical planning and keep the action items moving on track, and use the working group as another we need a cadence to touch base on the progress. So we will circle back with a link to this doc to check the status in the working group, because the intention of this 2 meetings is basically we have twice a week touch base on the project status so that we are not blocked unnecessarily.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't, I'm not suggesting that we ignore this project in the working group, that's for sure. But just that in the working group, the suggestion would be that we keep the kind of status at a high level and point to any tactical things in this meeting. I mean, when you mention the intention is to have a touch base twice a week, the issue there is that like it's not the same attendance. And so if we need to touch base tactically twice a week, then we should have a session that's a tactical touch base twice a week, which means going to more stand-ups, or having that work group meet twice a week, which that's not going to be efficient either.
Okay.
So I think it just should be one or the other, and hopefully we could do a lot more. Hopefully we could do a lot more async, as well. And so if we need to have an async check-in prior to the work group, our working group, so that there can be good status there, that can be an option. So like I don't like to create other meetings either, but I don't want to have discussions that like don't include part of the team. So yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I think we can try async in addition to this Wednesday stand-up sync, and see how that goes, because we used to have this as a daily stand-up, but we reduced the frequency to weekly, because things were on track for the daily stand-up period. So now, but we can see if async works well for us, because the issues just come up as they come up. So now, yeah.
Completely, yeah. Understood. And I'm not advocating for more daily stand-ups, but if unless we find we can't do it without it. And so
yeah, totally. Yeah.
And Nick, there is a Slack channel. I just invited you to it. So
Thank you.
Yeah, the Slack channel. Yeah, there is a. I think there is a Slack channel there, aside from the working groups channel. So let's use that channel. I will invite you there, Nick.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's all for today. Thank you very much.